What better opportunity for me to play a new song and more than likely cock it up. So I get asked a lot about where I'm from because I write a lot of songs about sort of places that I'm from, but it's often quite seemingly contradictory because I'm from a few different places, if you get my meaning. Well, you might do at the end of this song. I figured I would just write a song about all the different places that I've lived and stick it in one song. That way the conversation only has to happen once. Now. So I'm going to play, this is a song called Towns. I grew up in Swindon. Not cool, dude. But that's not where I was born. I drew my first breath in Kettering one sunny Wednesday morn. Born unto a preacher's wife and a preacher man. Folk called them the Brookfields, I called them Mum and Dad. And they had this tiny cottage by a leather factory, and that's where I spent my first few weeks, sister, Mum, Dad and me. And we didn't have a lot, but what we had, we made it count. My first few weeks were happy, and that fact I have no doubt. Took Dad to London when I was just a few weeks old. I don't remember much, but we lived in a flat in Streatham, so I'm told. And my only memory here was condensation ran the walls, and in winter it would freeze, but Mum and Dad would keep us warm. 4 years in we moved again, cause Dad's job took us east, only as far as Essex, to a town called Chadwell Heath. And that's where I started school, and I hated every day. But we moved on to pastures new, September '88. Oh, I have lived in many towns, and I've lived in 100 more. As I drive these songs around, finding folk to play them for. I've lived in many towns, and I've lived in 100 more. So we packed up Dad's Montego, and my family headed west. We settled down in Swindon town, that's where I spent the rest of my formative years, learning how to get things right and wrong. It's where I had my first love, it's where I wrote my first song. And I left home at 17, and it's funny how things go in Northamptonshire again, with Kettering just down the road. And I spent 2 years there trying to make sense of who I am. Oh, I left home a boy, but I returned a man. Oh, I have lived in many towns, and I'm living 100 more. As I drive these songs around, finding folk to play them for. I've lived in many towns, and I'm living 100 more. And at 24 I joined a band and moved back to London town, feeling like I chased the ghost of my younger self around. And we thought we knew everything, but we didn't have a clue. And we did all of the stupid things that all guys in bands do. Well, it was doomed to failure, so I went where I felt safe. That bungee cord of Swindon town took me back once again. And I've never felt as loved as then, I never felt as beat. But I'm not the kind of person easily admits defeat. Oh, I have lived in many towns, and I live in 100 more. As I drive these songs around, finding folk to play them for. I've lived in many towns, and I live in 100 more. I live in Bristol, but I still travel round, and by the law of averages I'll soon be in your town. And we can share a drink or two and dance into the night, cause playing songs to folk like you is what keeps me alive. And that keen sense of belonging, and that feeling that I'm home, comes from every town I play in, and I don't feel so alone. And when people ask the question, oh, where do you come from? Well, I'll say I come from everywhere, and I'll play them this song.